Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Wouldn't you like to be my neighbor? Hello, neighbor. So, it's time for another Christopher Watts update, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! So, well, got my handy-dandy Christopher Watts notes. Let's get to it. So, let's start off with the first one, Petition. The petition to have the pictures of Christopher Watts' family removed from his cell. A lot of people are in uproar about that. And they've signed a petition and they want the pictures of the family removed from Christopher Watts' cell. Okay. I'm going to assume that all 3,500 of you who have signed it so far online have actually read the petition. Should Christopher, now putting the law aside and everything else and the lies that are in that petition, can Christopher Watts have actual physical photographs of his family in his cell with him? The truth of the matter is, yes, he can. But then there's the little bit kind of a gray area. Is he allowed to have pictures of his victims with him? Because his family is his victim. Well, that's where the gray area is and where the law is going to more likely side with Christopher Watts. Let's talk about what actually is a victim first. Now, in order for them to legally take them away, say, well, you can't have those photographs because, those are your victims, they have to determine what is a victim. A victim is anyone who did not commit the crime who is punished for the wrongdoer's crime. So, he can have the photographs because of his family, but he can't have them because of a victim, maybe? Is that what the basis of the petition is? Yes. So, who's the victim? Anyone who is a family member, loved one of someone who is in prison is a victim. They didn't do the crime, but they're being punished, and they're missing their loved ones. So should we strip away all photographs from prisoners? Grandma, grandpa, Uncle Mike, nephew David, who just graduated from high school. All those photos, all those people are unintended victims, but they are victims no less. So do we take away all those photos as well? According to the Department of Corrections in Wisconsin, yes, easily find researchable information online. 760 people who are currently incarcerated in either the county system all the way up to Supermax. Well, they don't have Supermax, but they have maximum security where Christopher Watts is in Dodge. 760 people who are currently incarcerated have pictures of their loved ones who were the victims of their actual crimes. But 760 other people besides Christopher Watts have pictures of their family in jail or prison with them, and they were the actual victims. Because, and they're not all murderers. Oh, no, they're not. In some cases, embezzlement. They embezzled from their family and from their job. Those are victims. The other cases are DUI, a hit and run, where they didn't kill somebody who was in the car with them, but they killed somebody else. But they have pictures of those people that they killed and newspaper clippings of the actual accident. Those people are in prison and have those photos. Do we strip the rights from those people along with Christopher Watts? Because that's what the petition is asking. You can't make a law just against one individual. It has to be for everyone. Now, putting the law aside for a second, okay? Set my card over there. Should Christopher Watts have pictures of Shanann, Celeste, and Bella? Morally, should he have them? No. I don't think anyone who kills their family members or hurts a family member in this way should have the photographs of their loved ones. But I'm not, I'm not with the state of Wisconsin. I can't make that, and I certainly am not an appellate court judge who would, hear this case eventually. Because if this ever got passed, let's just say that the governor of Wisconsin passed it. For some reason, he fast tracked it and passed it, and they stripped away Christopher Watts's photos. Do you know how long it would take for the inmates that were in the current system right now to file against the state? They tie up the court system forever. Yeah, smooth. Great move. I suggest reading the entire petition next time before you actually sign something like that. Next, delay in selling the house. According to HLC, which is a private equity firm who was registered to bid on the home at the auction, they were notified that the delay in the sale of the house was because of paperwork and availability for the auction and probate court, and everybody set aside. All those individuals had an issue with the actual schedule, and that is why the actual house has been delayed. It was not delayed by any legal matters, but if they probably also at the same time are like, you know what, we'll delay it until after the civil suit is over with, so we can just fast track the money to those who get it. But there is nothing that was filed in Weld County on the reason why the house was delayed. So moving on. Next, social media for Christopher Watts. So I've been sent this video quite a few times, and I'm not even going to bother to respond. I was really nice, and I responded to the first 30-odd, forwards and tags and on, in different Twitter and Facebook and on YouTube in the comment sections of these videos. Christopher Watts has absolutely no access to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or other social media platforms. I don't know where the person who made that video got the idea that he would be able to, not in a maximum security prison. Maybe someday when if he's downgraded and moved out of Dodge Correction, yeah, maybe then he would have access to, email. But then he would only have access through the legal library. He does not have a tablet. Where this keeps on coming up. I mean, it's like the first time I heard about it was he was still in Weld County. Someone said that inmates were given tablets and cell phones. I disputed it then. I showed them that they were not allowed it, and then the rumor popped up again. And then again, and again, and again. And now someone is saying that they watched a video, and then they sent me a link to an actual video where someone is saying that Christopher Watts has a tablet in his cell with him, that he is able to access the internet through it. Wow. No, there is no electronic devices such as this allowed. Personal AM radios are allowed, and that's about it. And that, for personal, just all the electronic devices around, but no cell phones, no tablets, no laptops, no computers, nothing like that at all. See. Next, moving on. So next one is it possible for someone to be placed from general population, be placed into the isolation segregation pod that Christopher Watts in? Yes, it is. And an inmate could go to the guards and say, I've wronged my, my clique, my white supremacist group over here, or my, my MS-13, brothers, and I need to be put in isolation. No guarantee they're going to be placed in the same pod with Christopher Watts, but they could be placed into isolation for their own safety, and to possibly get closer to Christopher Watts. Oh yeah, it's very possible that they could do this. Would they want to? I mean, if you're doing life and you got no place to go and nothing to do, sure. I'm sure that that there are probably people who have done this already, if not are going to be doing this. And at the same time, when it comes to Christopher Watts, there are people who are around him in the same pond who are lifers. They're never going home. They know that they've gotten sentences. One guy who I saw in the news had like a 117-year sentence himself. And what's to stop him from wanting to stab or kill or hurt Christopher Watts? Nothing. So yeah, he's in constant danger, not only from the inmates around him, the inmates who were coming in, and the guards. I mean, nobody likes this man. He doesn't really have any good friends. And if he had any friends, he's probably paying them off with extortion. Um, you know, 2 ramen noodles, to keep him alive per day or week or whatever. The bartering system is there because ramen noodles are used like currency. You can get a lot for ramen noodles. That and some honey buns and some sweets and stuff like that. Mainly brownies. Next. All right. Gonna briefly talk about the FBI, and they contacted us back again, asking us for additional information on why we were contacting them about a foreign agent asking to speak with a I don't have the email in front of me here. I wrote down notes paraphrasing what they were asking. The FBI contacted me and Joanne about why we were asking about a someone who lived in a foreign country who may be using an FBI agent as a contact. So it looks like we may have opened up a can of worms there. So we're not sure where that's going to go. We've already replied back on it, and we sent them a link of the actual video, and because so many of you don't believe that it's out there. But moving on. All right. So next and final thing is the wrongful death suit. There has been a little bit of moving forward on that. Papers were filed on. See, today is Friday. They were filed on this past Tuesday in Weld County. They're just follow-up paperwork on the wrongful death suit. This is where the roof checks are suing Christopher Watts for wrongful death of Shanann. But they are moving forward on that case, and that is the end of the Christopher Watts video. Yes, Christopher Watts video. So, again, good luck with your petition. I know that I'm guessing that maybe 1% of you total have read it. And wow, that's scary. It really is. And, I hope this is the last video of this I have to make for a while. I know it's been a little over a week since I made the last one. I hope it's even longer before I have to make the next one. But I will be back to make another one if anything changes in between now and then. I will not be responding to the comment section on questions about the other creators, and I will not be answering any more of your video forwards or questions about where you can get information. I've been very helpful to this point, going out of my way to help people research and what they needed for their channels, so they had actual factual information. I'm not doing it anymore, especially on the Christopher Watts case. If you want to contact me and you need help on other cases, As time permits, I will help you. But I'm not helping anybody on the Christopher Watts case anymore. Sorry. I've got better things to do with my life. And I'm hoping eventually that we can put an end to this case and move on and talk about other things that affect our lives in general. So you stay safe out there.